It's Jennifer Mazzarillo, President of Maverick Consulting Group, and here is today's Maverick Moment for Tuesday, March 28th. Today I want to talk a little bit about taking career risk. Now, I've spoken to a few candidates this week who, were on the fence a little bit about opportunities that I was discussing with them, which is fair. But in some instances, we got to talking and during our discussion realized that the candidate I was speaking to was very risk averse. And the more we chatted, the more I realized it was going to take a lot to convince this candidate why this particular move might be right for them. Now, many of these candidates are much less seasoned than I am. And so I have the benefit of hindsight. I have the benefit of 25 years of work experience, and they may be fairly junior or earlier in their careers. And so I get that everybody has a different risk tolerance. So what I'm here to talk to you about today is the fact that taking career risks are worth it. Now, I am someone that took many risks in her career. I left public accounting and took a role in industry. I was in industry about 15 years in different finance roles in consumer packaged goods and the pharma and biotech sectors. So I switched industries during my finance career. And then I made a huge career shift and got into recruitment about 11 years ago. And then about a year and a half ago, I started my own company. So along the way, I realized that I was never going to grow unless I took some risk. So there are lots of ways where you could take risk in your career, regardless of what function you were in or regardless of what stage you're in your career. You can take a lateral move. And taking a lateral move is not a step back. And I want to really, really coach people on that because I think there's this huge bugaboo out there about, well, making a lateral move means I'm not getting anywhere. Well, that's not true. You could be going into a new industry. You could be going into a new division. You could be working with and for different people. Every time you make a change in your career, there is an element of risk. So unless you're planning to stay with the same company in the same role and never progress, you're always thinking about some element of risk. So making a lateral move can be a wise thing. I made a few lateral moves in my career when I worked at GlaxoSmithKline, and I didn't look back. You can also, as I said, you can take some risk by switching industries. I was in consumer packaged goods, working at Kellogg's and Pepsi, and then made the move into pharmaceuticals. So, there are transferable skills, but it was a whole new learning curve for me. So, don't be afraid to try a new industry. Now, I know people say, well, I'm dying to get out of financial services and I want to get into pharma or CPG. And, it is hard. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to switch industries, but it's not impossible and it's not doable. So I just want you to have faith and remember that sometimes things are hard. And, you've got to work hard and you've got to have tenacity and grit and determination. So take some risk. The other thing is obviously getting promoted. Moving from a senior analyst to a manager to a director or a controller position, that's risky. You're potentially in a new situation where you're managing people. And when you're managing people, trust me, it's not always all it's cracked up to be. So, there are elements of risk by taking a promotion. But if you want to develop your career, you're going to have to learn how to take some risk. And with that, sometimes it's a stretch move and you're really getting in. Sometimes you feel like you're in over your head, but, have faith. You're stronger than you think and you're more competent than you give yourself credit for. So the other one is relocation. Now, I know this one's harder. I certainly had the opportunity to take my share of international assignments and turn them down because I had a young family. And those were career choices that I made that I don't regret for 1 minute. But at the time, it was a little bit of a debate and it was hard to turn down. But at the end of the day, if you can do it, a relocation or an international assignment is awesome because you are learning maybe a new culture, You're getting exposure in a different city. You're meeting new people. So, there's tons of upside when you do that. So, that relocation to a new city, even if it's only 100 kilometers away, keep it in mind because it's not forever. Worst case scenario, you move back or move somewhere else. Our society is so mobile, and everybody between using these and your Mac or your laptop, telecommuting is a huge thing, and we've got the benefit now of being able to do that. So, long and short, take some career risks. They will pay off, and you're never going to learn and grow unless you take some risk, have some failures along the way, but you'll recover. And you got to believe in yourself. Okay? So make sure that you believe in yourself, that you're your own number one fan, and you can do it. And stay in touch. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Maverick Consulting Group, or leave some comments under the video. And have a great day.